Alright guys, so what I got here is I got the little brush, the little tiny branches that I snapped off the trees. They're really small, they're less than toothpick size. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a bunch of these guys going, find the smallest ones, and I'm kind of just roughing them up a little bit. And you can stack them, you know, Lincoln log style, however you want to say that, back and forth, crisscross. You're just basically trying to create some airspace here. You want enough airspace along with enough density for them to catch to the next branch. Because once the fire starts, it's got to jump from branch to branch. In the beginning, it's really fragile. So what we want to do is we want to create as much surface area, but as small as twigs as possible, especially if we're going to try to get this to go with just one match in these kind of conditions. So I'm just kind of roughing it up. It almost creates like a miniature bird nest. And on this other side, I'm creating a little pocket to slide my match under. I'll show you guys that here in a second. Okay, so after I've got my first set of small branches kind of weaved back and forth, they just kind of go this way and that way. I'm just creating a small nest. Then I'm going to, on top of that, I'm going to start to build with the smaller pieces that I had chopped up earlier that are all dry in the middle. And we just want to kind of go back and forth with these again. Alright guys, so what I got here is I got my little container of waterproof matches that I carry with me. I also carry a little end of a striker. If I can get it out. Fat fingers. Alright, so I just carry the back of a striker match in there with waterproof matches. Lots of different methods you guys can carry for fire starting. I would suggest carrying something always, especially when you're going out hiking. Alright, so what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to attempt to just get this thing going with one match here on top of the snow, and then I'm going to attempt to build it into a big enough fire that it could maintain itself all night long. Alright guys, and you kind of just got to chase your fire in the beginning. You want to hold your sticks above it. Wait till they start to catch, and then set them down on top. You want to be careful not to smother your fire. All those little branches are going to start to burn up pretty quick that are underneath there. So you need to have, I've got my other set of wood that I'm ready to put on top of this, ready to go right behind it. And again, in the beginning, you're just wanting to use as small stuff as you can. You have to just stay right with the fire right in the beginning. Alright guys, so you can see right here this fire is going real nice. You also notice the type of wood that I'm using on top of this fire. You'll notice that almost all of the bark is off. You really want to strip that bark off. If you don't strip that bark off, it's going to trap all the moisture from any of the wet wood that's in there. And I'm going to show you a little bit further on what this fire looks like and what it takes to keep it going, because it looks like it's going real well now, but as soon as it starts to melt down on top of that snow without a whole bunch of ash, it's going to just melt right into the snow and put itself out. Okay guys, you can see this fire is going really well now. At this point, pretty much you have to really smother it to try to put it out. It's got a lot of nice hot flames coming off of it, but you can see a lot of the smaller branches. And the wetter the conditions, the smaller the branches you're going to have to use to start out with. I was lucky enough that I found some pretty dry stuff up off the edges, but this fire will burn now all night long on top of this. It's getting a nice coal bed down there, and it's going to continue to just drop ash. You just want to keep feeding this fire until it gets big enough that it can maintain itself while you go build your shelter.